it's a very particular week. We have the holiday of Shavuot, and we have also the lecture of Naso, the energy of this week. And Naso is totally related to the event of Shavuot, to that window of time, and to the energy that is revealed during this week, that wave, that frequency on which we are right now. This portion is speaking about elevation, Naso, like to elevate. And the truth is that each and every one of us, we are perfect in our way, but each and every one of us, we have this little thing in which we are not perfect, in which we are the contrary on perfection. And that part is when the opponent is taking over, that part on which we are working to overcome, that part that thanks to this, we can earn the light in this lifetime. But the thing is, together with this imperfection, that we were created that way. Yes, we were created to be imperfect. So the first thing, we want to be okay that we are not perfect. And the second thing is to know that the guidelines really to be capable to overcome it is the spirituality that we're speaking about. Why? Because the letters and the teaching that are coming from the Zohar, the Torahs with the scroll, all those tools are not a religion, are not like a wave of understanding or philosophy. It's technology for life. It's really the guidelines of how to connect in this life to our perfect part. In order to really go through this way to elevate ourselves, we need to study and to do actions. All the teaching of Kabbalah is always a balance between the understanding and the use of the tools and changing that we are doing in our life. Going out of our comfort zone, sharing all the effort part. The work of the Kabbalist, and this is what they shared with us, was never only studying, only intellect, only informative. And we are going to find out why. Because it says, the first thing that we understand is that through the teaching and the use of the tools and the work, change and effort, we are capable to help ourselves to grow and to elevate ourselves to higher connections, to to level of fulfillments, more pure fulfillments in our life, to experience blessings that are long-lasting, experiencing the existence of that light, of that energy on a higher scale than receiving something, immediate, temporary, meaningless. And the teaching here is really the fact that if the balance between the amount of study to the amount of the action of the person is more for the study, the light that is revealed thanks to the studies is covered with a shell that not only doesn't allow us to enjoy from that energy and elevate ourselves, but also all that energy nourish the shell, nourish our reactive system. Therefore, if we are learning something spiritual, something that should elevate our consciousness, but we are not using it for the sake of sharing or for the sake of changing and making effort, all that energy will block us and will cause us to use more our ego and our reactive nature than spiritually growing. And we won't benefit from the study. But if a person would do more actions of sharing and effort in his life than the study itself, then all the little moments of study that he revealed light through them will nourish his soul, and he will be capable effectively to elevate himself. And the closeness of that person to that infinite light and blessing will be more pure and stronger. Okay? And the energy of the study will not always be safe, will not only be safe, but will also help that person to be elevated. So we learn that we have those two aspects of us, the aspect of the body, the aspect of the desire for the self alone, the logic, the comfort zone, the limitation. And that can nourish us, but it can nourish us temporarily. And we find ourselves after a few years stagnant in the same place. But then, or missing something that is more elevated. But then we have the higher self, the soul, the desire to share, the effort, the endless, the limitless. Yes, and that is beyond logic, and that is nourished from the endless light. And for us to keep being nourished from the endless and being each time more elevated to be capable to receive more from the endless and to have a higher level of desire to a more pure blessings in our life, it's that constant work. Studies, great. Use of the tools, great. And actions. Actions of change, restriction, actions of going out of comfort zone, and actions of sharing. I would like to read in the Zohar, portion Naso, the name of this portion, in verse 90, in which we see a strong correlation between the Zohar, the book of the Zohar, the splendor light, and this specific work of elevating ourselves out of the limitation. While I'm reading the Zohar, you can think to yourself, how can you upgrade your actions to balance, to have a higher level of action than level of study, more level of experience the light than just knowing about it. Verse number 90, portion Naso. Connect to the letters, open your heart and open your consciousness to see how can you do more actions. And if there will be an action that you will tell to yourself, not this, it's too hard, seems to be that it's exactly the action to do. Take it with love. והמשכילים יבינו מסתרה דבינה, דאיהו אילנה דחיי, בגינאיו יתמר. והמשכילים יזהירו כזוהר הרקיע, בהי חיבורה דילך, דיו ספר הזוהר. מן זוהרה דאימה אילאה תשובה, באילן לה צריך ניסיון. ובגין דעתידין ישראל למתאם דאיל מאילנה דחיי, דהיו היי ספר הזוהר, יפקון בי מן גלותה ברחמי, ויתקיים בהון השם בדד ינחנו, ואין עמו אל נכר. Just to connect to the understanding and through that to the action, that will be time that we will understand from the side of Binah. It's not understanding with the brain, but really understanding from our consciousness of soul, that it's the tree of life. And the truth is that it's the light of the Zohar that shines like a light in the heavens. And all this book, Rabbi Shimon, he says, like this book that you wrote, so the book of the Zohar, it comes from the endless light. Yes, Ima Ilaa, so the light that comes from very, very high, that is called Tshuva. And to connect with the Zohar, we don't need an experience, because there will be times that we're going to taste from the tree of life that is the book of the Zohar. And thanks to that, we will be capable to go out of, we can go to redemption. We can have redemption with mercy, thanks to the Zohar. And the light will be the one that will guide us on our way. So any type of connection to the Zohar, if it's yourself scanning and meditating for someone else, if you are making sure that your family and your friends have Zohars, and I want to remind you that now we have this possibility to buy those little pocket-sized Zohar on the link that will be added, and to share it with your friends. Like this, you will allow also the people around you to connect to that book, to that tool that allow redemption with mercy, and to be guided always by the light. I wish you a great week, great actions, and a great connection.